it just wasn't sustainable. Do you see yourself being a part of this team? Do you see yourself
Yeah.
working for this person?
There's a lot of people listening right now that are actively applying to these places and they're just not landing interviews. They're not moving forward in the interview rounds. What are some things to maybe avoid some mistakes? You don't need sales experience to break into tech sales. Bridget Crime was one of my one on one clients. We landed her a beautiful hybrid New York City role in just 59 days. And she came from a background that didn't say sales on it at all. It was a casting director background in the media and film space. But she came into the program. We transitioned all of her experience over to sales language. And boom, 59 days later, after putting the work in, she ended up at a great role. Here's how we did it. Let's start at the beginning. So, remind me what life was like before we connected. So I know you were in the media space, like casting director type stuff,
Yes.
right? So
Yeah.
what were you doing and why was that not going to be a good fit for you long term?
Yeah, so I had been a casting director for reality TV shows for over a decade, and it was great. I did love it. It was um, rewarding, and I think everybody has a story and stuff. So I did love it, but what I saw was trends in the industry, and I think the entertainment industry as a whole has been going through a lot of transitions lately, and so it just wasn't sustainable. It was very freelance. You always had to like grind for that next job. And I had built somewhat of a reputation to myself, but I wanted like benefits. I wanted stability. I wanted to um have a career where I feel like the work that I was putting in was fairly compensated, acknowledged, and also setting myself up for the future. Whereas, a lot of people in TV, it is like, when the work's not there, the well is dry. And so um I just wanted out of that, like always having to hustle it to get a new job every few months. And that's why I
Yeah.
decided to do tech sales.
It's interesting because that role technically is not sales, right?
No.
But it totally is sales because you're having to reach out to people, follow up with people, right? Like, how can you explain kind of the sales parallel?
Yeah, so it is similar in like prospecting, right? And so, like when you have a role or like a show that you're casting for, you have to find the people. You have to reach out to them. You have to make even like casting calls to get people to apply to your show, which would be like an inbound lead, right? Then you have to talk to them on the phone. These are, first conversations, kind of qualify them there, book meetings, interview them there, and then eventually pitch them to the network so that they get chosen for the show. So it is like very much outreach heavy, and finding your own leads and booking, and kind of selling the people for the
Yeah.
opportunity versus like selling them a solution or something like that.
Yeah, and that's what I wanna highlight because there's so many people out there that are like, "Well, how am I supposed to get into tech if I don't have tech experience?" And every application I see requires experience, and I just wanna encourage people with your story that, like, you don't need formal sales experience. You're probably doing stuff every day in your job that can at least translate or parallel, and so one way, just for the listeners, one way you can figure this out is attach your resume to ChatGPT and say, "Hey, ChatGPT, I'm applying for an SDR role. What in my experience could translate over?" And the AI thing will help you. But Bridget, in your case, like you were already doing a lot of the same stuff. It just wasn't,
Mhm.
an SDR role, but you were totally like you're a casting development representative. You know what I mean? Like it's the same thing.
Right. Yeah. And sometimes, it does take convincing when you want to book somebody on a show and they're not particularly looking to be on TV. So you do
Yeah.
have to be somewhat persuasive. I think I told you, like, I cast the Amish for TV, and that's something that they don't do. So,
I was
you
gonna ask
definitely
you,
have to do that.
it's up to you if you want to flex or not, but like what was like the coolest show you worked on?
Oh, the coolest show I worked on.
Or just any notable ones. I don't know.
I worked on a show called F Boy Island, which was super fun to cast. And that was probably my favorite show. And then I worked on Love on the Spectrum. That was very rewarding. That's a huge show.
Wow.
So yeah.
Oh, we love Love on the Spectrum. That's an awesome
Yes.
show.
Yes.
Oh my goodness, that's so cool. Okay. Well, now you're selling software. How
Hmm.
cool. How
I
fun.
know.
Okay, so you were kind of in this like it almost sounds like it's rocket fuel where it's like it burns really hot, but it burns fast, and your career is like, I don't know where this is going. Almost like this is fun, it's high octane, it's crazy, but like where is it going? Is it sustainable? And so for you, you were kind of missing that sustainability, that like long term assurance piece.
Yes, for sure. Again, like there's been so many changes in the industry. Like I started seeing like, smaller budgets, smaller teams, and that's more work for, less pay. And so when you start seeing things like that, because it's already such a hard job, right? Like sometimes you're putting in, 12-hour days if you need to. So it's just like I couldn't do it. I was like, no, I need benefits. Like I'm 30 something now. So I need to get that going. And so I just, as much as I loved it and thought it was fun, I just had to do something else. And this was my
Yeah.
solution to that.
I gotcha. And before we met then, were you already trying to get into tech, and how did that go, or was tech kind of brand new to you?
So I had tried a few years ago. I did another training program, but it was like during that like big tech hiring freeze that was happening like
Mm,
during COVID, and so it was really hard to break in then. And I think like something that your program does, which is like so invaluable, is like how involved you are in the interview process. Like you've really nailed it down to a science, just like your whole approach to it. It's like while that program I feel like prepared me to like do the job, I think your program really helped in like the getting the job part, so
yeah.
which is the toughest. um
Yeah.
so that's why I will always sing your praises because it was
Well,
amazing.
I've seen that for sure. Like I've actually, just because I was curious what else is out there, I've signed up for all the other boot camps and courses and whatever. And they typically do focus more on like what is SaaS and what is the actual day to day of the job. But to your point, they don't necessarily like help you get the job. They tell you what you should do, but they don't like walk you through that. Right. And
Hmm.
so I think that's probably the biggest difference. So for you, you tried it, a couple years ago, wasn't happening, and in this go round, did you just decide already up front, like, I need help, or did you try it on your own for a little bit?
No, I prayed on it and I said I need help because I know that this is something that I wanted to do and I felt like was unsuccessful at. And so I did pray on it. I actually went to my old academy's like whatever LinkedIn group and saw your program should like um suggested there and was like, okay, well maybe this is the answer that I'm looking for.
Mhm.
And so yeah, I think I did know that I needed help. It was very much like how to market myself going into a new career, when people really don't necessarily know what you do, right? I think like
Mhm.
coming from TV, people think they don't really know what we do, and we do so much. And
Yeah,
so that was, yeah, I knew I needed help, and so that's ultimately how
I
I ended up
gotcha.
here. Mhm.
And for you, was it easy to commit to Sword? Because a lot of people, like, it's a hard commitment because it's time, it's finances. Not a lot of people have made like a commitment or an investment in themselves like that. Was it easy for you, or I guess what helped you get across the fence?
I definitely had to think about it. I had to talk to my partner. Again, it is a investment, right? But I, in that first conversation, could see that this was like very helpful. And then I also like called around and to get to know about your reputation a little bit more, because again, there's so many people that offer this kind of stuff out there, but are they the real deal? And in calling people, they were singing nothing but your praises, and just like, no, this guy's legit. Like he's very well connected. He knows what he's talking about, and so with that, like kind of backing, I was like, okay, I'm gonna do this because I do want to invest in myself, and I do want to make this change. Like I was committed to that. Not
Mhm.
just any old job, which sometimes you do when the well is dry in TV. It might take like a reception job here or like a desk job there, but like I wanted a new career, and I really felt like I would get that chance working with you, and so that's what ultimately helped me. make the decision is calling around and hearing people say like, no, Jack is the real deal. He's legit.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't blame people for being skeptical. I mean, it's the internet, like, especially
Yeah.
with AI now, like, you don't know who's what and what's who and all of that.
Well, there's so many. I feel like there's new ones popping up every other day too.
Yeah, 100%, and, that's why for me, I'm very big on, like, the LinkedIn recommendations because 'cause I'm like, "Y'all, I don't you don't need to believe me, like, there's literally people all over my profile, just go DM them, talk to them, ask them what they
Yes.
think," right? So, and then when you joined Sword, what was, like, the biggest difference or mindset shift or strategy shift that you were like, "Whoa, this is actually working?"
I think your approach is so in depth, just like, you have creative ways to get those interviews. I think that is like I could see like going that extra step, right? And it was a lot of hard work. I will say, like these interviews are no joke. It is such hard work. Like
Yeah.
and then your program is like, guess what? We're gonna make it a little bit harder because you're about to like really wow these people. And
100%.
so I think, but it works. I mean, you can't deny that, like, or I can't, like, it works. So, if you're willing to go that extra step and like
Mhm.
push yourself, like, you will see the results. And so I think, yeah, your approach, the way you have everything lined out, the resources that you have are just incredible too. Like and you yourself too, you're always there to help every step of the way in the interviewing process, and you're just like really active and around in the communities, like really active too. So I think that just seeing all of that in one place was like, okay, yeah, I'm in the right place, and like I had faith that I was going to get this job for sure.
Yeah, you bring up a good point because it is one-on-one coaching, and a lot of people think that like, oh, okay, if I join Sword, I'm going to get a job. It's like, no, you have to work really hard if you're going to get a job. And this is one-on-one, meaning I don't want to waste my time with someone who's not driven. And so, Bridget, when I got to meet you and you were telling me about your background, what you've been through, your career, I was like, this girl's going to crush it. Like,
Thank
this is
you.
she's going to kill this thing. So it does take two to tango. That's for
Hmm.
sure.
Definitely.
What Yo, quick interruption. Join our free school community. The link is below. You will get access to a ton of resources like how to do the job search step by step, how to format your resume, how to find good jobs to apply to. Everything you need to break into tech sales is right down there for free. I'll see you in there. What would you tell people to like avoid doing in their job search? Because there's a lot of people listening right now that are actively applying to these places and they're just not landing interviews, they're not moving forward in the interview rounds. What are some things to maybe avoid some mistakes?
Mm, it's a good question.
Most people mass apply. That's probably the number one thing we talk about.
Yeah, I think
Like you can't just
that's a good one. I think the resume really helps too. Like you don't want to have that like bland resume that just gets you through the what are they called? Like the
ATS, yeah.
yeah, exactly. Like I think like that's all not really true. You want something that is going to stand out. Yeah, mass applying. I think being selective, like, do you actually want to work here? And then like also, I would say more of my tips would come like when you're going to interview, like really do your research in the company, like really come prepared and knowing what you're talking about. Don't just like try to go in there and wing it. I think from the very first person you talk to, it has to be very like personal. So if you're
Mhm.
mass applying, you're not going to have that time to really research and put your best foot forward in the interview process. So yeah, be selective with those and just really know your stuff going into the interviews.
We're really good, us managers, us recruiters, we're really good at detecting like bull crap. Like, nope, this person has no idea what we do as a company. They probably read our website 5 minutes before jumping on the interview. And
Hmm.
so, yeah, it's like if you put in all that work to finally get an interview, why would you just go in not prepared and researched? So, yeah, it's more work, but it's like, do you want the offer or do you want to keep landing interviews?
Yeah, and then I think also like things to look out for is just like some of these interviews they go for rounds and rounds, right? Like, do you see yourself working with these people? I think that that's something I had to kind of figure out as well. Like, do you see yourself being a part of this team? Do you see yourself
Yeah.
working for this person? And you like, yes, I understand everybody wants a job and they're like, well, but you should see yourself working with these people if you want to be successful.
Yeah.
It's
You've
important.
got to have an abundance mindset on the job search too. Cause like, I mean, Bridget, with you, there was a company you were super excited about and it didn't work out.
Hmm.
And it's like you either let that sink all of your confidence, all the progress, or you're just like, that sucked. And I have another interview tomorrow. So let's go kill that interview, you know?
Yes, yes. And I was there. I mean, it is a little defeating when you make it to like the last round and then it's like,
Yeah.
well, no. But I definitely you just have to keep that mindset of like, okay, it wasn't the right fit, or maybe it's not the right time or whatever. And like also asking for feedback, I think is super helpful. What
Mhm.
happened here? Sometimes you'll get it, sometimes you won't.
Mhm.
But sometimes it's just not you. Maybe it's just what they're looking for. Or and like where they want somebody in their journey. Like obviously, I was very early. This is my first SDR role, so I
Yeah.
think had I been a little bit more experienced, probably that would give me the edge.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's also what are they looking for? So you can't take it too personal, right? It's a job, so.
Yeah. I was just talking to another client about this morning where it's like, if you're learning a new skill, a new sport, something like that, if you go in with the expectation that you should be perfect, you're going to like really mess up because you have to fail. You have to fall down, like riding your bike. And when you're a kid, you have to fall off the bike a couple times. And so I think there's this pressure we put on ourselves because when you go through school your whole life, it's all about like you must get a perfect grade.
Mm.
But that's not actually like a good life skill. Perfect should not be the goal. The progress should be the goal. And so why I bring that up is because when you're in these interview cycles, like you're gonna fail, like you're gonna get rejected. Just deal, like accept it. It hurts, I get it, but you also have to be willing to accept that because when you're in sales, you're learning how to cold call. Bridget, you've been at this a month. Have you gotten rejected?
Absolutely. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Yeah. So you just have to like understand if you're going to get into sales, you're gonna get rejected. It's like if I'm gonna jump in the pool, I'm gonna get wet.
Right. Right. And
Cool.
it's
So let's
about bouncing back for sure.
100%. Yeah, you gotta be resilient. Let's go to the moment you got your job offer. Like, did they
Mm.
call you? Did they email you? What did it feel like when you heard those words come out of their mouth?
That was great. I mean, I think it was super fast. Like this company did not play. Like, and that shows, that means like, oh, like they really want you. So it felt amazing. It felt like, yes, I did all this hard work and like, yeah, maybe didn't get certain opportunities that, I thought I wanted, but like when a company is not going to play about you and they really want you, like they'll know. So I got called like I think 10 minutes after my last interview, like and got the
Wow.
offer. So I was like, oh, okay, perfect.
Wow, that means they really like you.
Right. And so
I've done that as a manager where it's like, we need this person, like get them right away. And you message your recruiter like, hey, go call him right away. And everyone's excited at their company and they're like, oh my gosh, we're gonna get her. So that's super cool.
yes. And so I was so happy. Obviously I ran to my chat with you immediately and said like, hey, what's up? This happened. So yeah, I think it's great, and I'm happy here. I really like the team. I really like the culture that they're building,
Mhm.
and yeah, it was cool. And then like knowing that I was going to go to London for 2 weeks, I mean, to onboard, that's always a perk
Not a bad
too.
start. Yeah, not a bad start. So I did the math and it was like roughly 59 days from your first app. That's how long it took you to get this offer, which is amazing. That's less than
Mm.
2 months. But there was some, there's a lot of hard work in that time period in those 59 days. So now that you've gotten the offer, now that you're 1 month into the role, what advice would you have given like the younger Bridget who was going through the job search, who was like unsure? What would you tell her?
Um, don't stop applying even if you're interviewing. That's a huge one because I think like I did. I mean, I had other stuff going on as well too, that we talked about. But like, Yeah, like, you could even make it to the end again and have final rounds or have like a fourth round or whatever, but like that's no guarantee that you're going to get the job. And so even when you're in the interview process, yes, you were doing all the hard work to make sure that you are nailing those interviews, but you have to keep applying still. I think had I done that, maybe I would have had more interviews a little bit, when things quieted down for, that week or two. But definitely that's something that I would say too. Yeah. So like one, keep applying, even if you're interviewing. Don't get comfy.
Yeah, and the direct parallel to the SDR role is even if you've got meetings booked on the calendar, some are going to no show, some are going to be unqualified, some are going to cancel. And so you just have to get in that mindset of like, once you hit a win as an SDR, don't rest, go more. Cause now you've
Hmm.
got the momentum. Now you've got like the swagger, like, oh, I did that. Let's go. I want to go get into another interview or go book another meeting when you're an SDR. So that's a really good call out.
Yes, yes, that's the only thing. And like, again, like you are really good about making sure that everybody is holding themselves accountable. You're not like holding hands through the process, but you are like making sure that we're holding ourselves accountable, which is great.
Yeah. Yeah, because when you get in the role, your manager's not gonna be like, "Hey, what did you get done today? They're gonna be like, "Hey, like, did you do your job today? Yes or no?" And it's that simple.
Right.
So now that you've done this, you've made the successful transition, what impact is this career path gonna actually have on your life in terms of, like, income, being, flexible in a hybrid environment for your future family? Like, what's the actual impact gonna be now that you've done this?
Yeah, I think it has staying power. Like it like I can kind of see myself kind of settling into this career, which is good because like I am very like career driven as a person. And so I think this is gonna it has changed my life just in this short time. I mean, obviously knowing that you have like healthcare and stuff like that is always great. Saving for your future is always great too, retirement, and benefits and things like that. Um, I'm excited because it is a new career. Like obviously I'm only 1 month in, but I do see the potential. I do like the work, and I am like super competitive and stuff. So I do think like that if I can do this and do this successfully, which so far, I am, that it will be just a huge change to my lifestyle in general, like not having to be stressed about always booking that next role.
Yeah.
And just knowing that like you have a team that's backing you too is really good because again like in TV you're used to working with all different kinds of people, all different kinds of personalities. So and it could be a new team every other month, but like
Mm.
so really getting that feel for like that company culture is going to be great as well.
Mhm.
I breathe easier knowing that I have a stable career and I don't have to look
Stable
for a
career.
job every 2 months or 3 months or whenever I wrap on a project. That was very stressful. I did it for many
Yeah.
years. Um, so it means a lot. It means a lot for my family, just being able to, provide for them. And obviously, and when you're starting a new career, there's the pay is not quite, what you were getting from your last one, but I can get there. It's realistic in this career. And so, I'm coming for it.
Mhm.
Um, just I'm just getting started.
I love that you said it's a stable career because I think a lot of people would think, oh, it's a stable job, but it's more about the career. It's more about
Yes.
like software is not going anywhere. Yeah, you're gonna have startups that run out of money and stuff like that. That's normal. That's tech. But like your actual industry is bulletproof, and
Mhm.
your career, you're gonna be able to grow in this career as long as you want. Be a VP of sales one day. Go be an SDR leader. Like you can do whatever you want in this career once you get in. And so there is that not only that job stability of a paycheck every 2 weeks, but there's the career stability of hey, if I want to ride this out for 20 years, I totally can.
Right, and that's what I was thinking too. Is like again, I don't want any old job. I want like something that I can grow in and move up. And there is like very clear progression. I think when you think about just tech as an industry and also like sales as an industry, right? And the skills
Yeah.
that you're learning too is like so valuable.
Cool.
So that I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the potential to grow in this space.
Love it. Two more questions and we'll wrap up.
Okay.
If you hadn't joined Sword to help you with your job search, realistically, where do you think you'd be right now? What would life be like right now?
um I would be stressed. I was stressed. I was unhappy. I was in a job that I didn't care about. That I felt like I was wasting my time. I felt like I was wasting my potential. I felt like it was just a job, right, to get me through to kind of the next thing that I wanted to do. And while I figured that out, like, yeah, I think I would just be probably doing that, like just working some kind of like desk job that I just don't care about. Feeling unfulfilled, feeling like what's next. So this really gave me a plan for not only just the now but my future, and that is so about like that's the best thing, I think, that I took away from this experience. Like obviously,
Mm,
there is like the helping throughout the process and stuff, but it's just like that plan for the future, that and you really care about it, and you can feel that just working with you too. So
mm,
yeah, I think I would just be stuck. That's where I was before. I was just kind of stuck and going through and just trying to get a paycheck. I live in New York City, the most expensive city in the world, and so it's yeah, it's scary when you're not working, but I'm so happy that I did this because it works. It really
mm.
does.
Yeah, I think humans live and die on hope, actually. And so if you take hope away from a human, the will to live is just not there. You know what I
Mhm.
mean? And so when you think about your future, if you don't have hope and like excitement about it, it's so bleak and you feel stuck. That word stuck. And I just think of Jeremiah 29:11, where God says, I have plans to give you a hope and a future. And it's like, man, when you lose that hope in a future, you lose all the joy in your life. And I see like I see the peace, but I see the joy in you that
Yes.
you're like, yeah, I feel safe. Like I feel I'm okay. I'm stable now. Thank you.
Hmm. I have
Um,
something to work towards. Like I need that. Like if I can't see where I'm, like I feel like when I have a plan and I can see what I want to do, I always do it. But when I
mhm,
don't, when I'm kind of just in the middle of trying to figure it out, that's when it's bad. But yeah, this
yeah.
really just helped me hone in and focus, and so I'm so grateful.
I'm so excited for you. Okay, last question. What do you tell the person who's been listening to these podcasts for the last 3 months? They know about Sword, but they can't get off the fence. What would you tell them?
I would say to that person, do it. It is so incredibly, incredibly valuable. Like, again, like this guy is the real deal. He's got the reputation, he has the formula. You are so helpful, you are so encouraging. You do take time to review every step of the process. And like you will stand out in a sea of applicants that are trying to go for that same role. Like if you do Jack's program, like you will stand out, you will get the interviews, and he's going to help you every step of the way. So yeah, I understand it is hard work, it is an investment, but it is for your future, and it is for your career. So if you're career minded, if you aren't scared to do the hard work, I think that you should totally do it because it does pay off in spades. I would do it 10 times over. And I don't think I could
Yeah.
have done it without you as well. So thank
Thank
you.
you. I was gonna say though for the listeners, like if you're not gonna work as hard as Bridget did, like please don't reach out. Like you need to be a really hard worker and you need to be serious about this. And
Mhm.
Bridget, I am just so proud of you. You are relentless. Like when I think the actual word I think of when I think of you is tenacious.
Thank
I don't know
you.
if that's like a word you've thought of for yourself, but you're tenacious. And I'm like, I get fired up around you because I'm like, this girl's not giving up. I'm not like we're going. I'm going till the to the end.
Yes, you have to back yourself, and it
Yeah.
feels good to have people backing you too. So thank you for
Mhm.
everything. Like again, I can't not say it enough. I would not have been able to do it without you, and I really so appreciate it so much.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, you're not going to be a stranger. You get access to all the sword stuff. You have the SDR training course that I give you, and you can DM me whenever you want
Yes.
for any help you need. So, y'all, thanks for listening to this episode. Drop a congrats to Bridget in the comments, and 2 links below. If you want to meet with our team to do what Bridget just did, click the link to meet with the team, or you can go in the free school community and get started on your own. So, Bridget, thank you. You're the
Thank
best.
you. Thank you.